Hola chicos, this is Miss Schaefer y hoy vamos a hablar del vocabulario en contexto de capítulo 6A. Están páginas 272 y 273. La meta, or the goal of this chapter, is to be able to describe our bedrooms. So we're going to learn about furniture and electronic equipment and decorations and some colors. And what I want you to be thinking about through this video is how can I describe my bedroom? On this first page, we're going to see a boy's bedroom, and from it we're going to learn a couple of vocab words that we can use when talking about bedrooms. So first we have la pared. La pared is wall. La cama is a bed. La alfombra is a rug. El despertador is an alarm clock. That comes from the verb despertarse, which means to wake up. That'll be one of your verbs in Spanish too. La mesita is a night table or nightstand. You'll see here la mesa is a table, and then you know that when you add the ita to the end of it, it's like little or precious. So it's a little table. Las cortinas are curtains. Those kind of sound like the same in Spanish and English. El armario is a closet. You might remember it's also the word for a locker. If you really think about it, those are kind of the same idea. Something where you put your belongings. A lámpara is a lamp. A cuadro is a painting. A cómoda is a dresser, and espejo is a mirror. Remember that the J here is going to make the H sound. Please make sure you have all these written down before you go into the next page. Aquí tenemos un chico con pelo castaño y creo que es alto, y él va a describir su cuarto. He's going to describe his room. So he says, tengo un dormitorio pequeño. Dormitorio means bedroom, kind of like a dormitory at a college. And pequeño means small. So remember the adjectives come after the noun. So he says, I have a small bedroom. Las paredes son azules. The walls are blue. Tengo carteles de mis grupos musicales favoritos en las paredes. I have posters of my favorite musical groups on the walls. Generalmente mi dormitorio está muy desordenado, pero hoy está ordenado. Now remember, we decide between ser and estar. Estar is more temporary. It's a current state of being. So he says, generally, my room is dirty or is messy. That is a state that changes. But today, it is clean or organized. No comparto el dormitorio con otra persona. Es mi propio dormitorio. I don't share the room with another person. It is my own room. So go ahead and add propio to your list. Propio means own. En mi dormitorio tengo todas mis posesiones más importantes. Now, posesiones and importante are cognates. Posesiones means possessions. Más here means most. And importantes is important. It's importantes because it's describing posesiones. So I have all of my most important possessions. Mi guitarra is your guitar. Mis discos compactos, my CDs, compact discs. Mis fotos, my photographs. Mi computadora, my computer. ¿Por qué me gusta mucho mi dormitorio? Why do I like my room a lot? It's above the garage. Está encima del garaje. Es el mejor dormitorio para tocar y escuchar música. It is the best room to play and listen to music. This is one of the things that we're going to learn this chapter, where you see we have the best, we have most or more. We're going to learn how to do what we call superlatives and comparisons this chapter. Let's start here with these words in the picture, and then we'll move on to the colors in the conversation. So, el televisor is a television set. Televisión is like the programming. So that's like, oh, I watch, this or that TV show. Mirar la televisión. But the televisor is the actual television itself. El lector DVD is a DVD player. A videocasetera is a VCR. We'll have to talk in class about whether you guys know what that is. That's from when I was a kid. El estante is a shelf. El equipo de sonido is a sound system. A video is a video. And a disco compacto is a CD, a compact disc. We just call them CDs. Over here we have los colores. Los colores are the colors. And you can go ahead and write these down. I don't think you're going to need much of my help. Negro means black. Negra would be something that was feminine. So make sure that those adjectives agree. You would say zapatos, shoes, negros. Or like lápices, negros, black pencils. But if you wanted to talk about, for example, las videocaseteras, you would say negras. Amarillo is yellow. Anaranjado is orange. Azul means blue. Blanco is white. Gris is gray. Marrón is brown. Make sure you have that accent on your O. Rosado is pink. Morado, this is purple. This doesn't look super purple here, so I'll just write that there for you. Rojo is red, and verde is green. So we're going to see this conversation here about these girls. ¿Te gusta el disco compacto de Mano Negra? Do you like the CD of Mano Negra? That's the artist. Por supuesto, of course. Me encanta su música. I love his music. Pero es menos interesante que la música de Mecano. But it's less interesting than the music of Mecano. So what I want you to write down here is menos ... Que means less ... than. So here they filled in with the adjective interesting. It's menos interesante que, or it's less interesting than, the music of Mecano. A mis padres les encanta escuchar música. My parents love listening to music. Me gustaría tener mi propio equipo de sonido. I would like to have my own sound system. Now remember, the question that we were focusing on throughout this video is how can I talk about my bedroom? So what I want you to do to finish out here is list 5 items in your bedroom and what color they are. So you can go back to that first slide if you need some help with different things in your bedroom. But remember that adjectives come after nouns and they must agree. Adjectives come after nouns and must agree. And in which 2 ways? In number and in gender. So, for example, if I wanted to put one thing on my list, I might say, tengo una alfombra roja. I have a red rug. Remember, the adjective will come second. And remember that it must agree in both the number and the gender of what you're saying. So, alfombra is singular and feminine, so roja will make singular and feminine. Thanks for listening, you guys. As always, if you have any questions, please go ahead and write them down at the bottom of your paper so that you can remember to ask me in class. And until next time, adios.